Pale Gamun. That means adult talk. Adult talk. Welcome with Myles and friends. I am Myles. Welcome to Vlogmas. Vlogmas Day 8. Oh, no proverb yet. No proverb yet. But here's a day. Day 8 of Vlogmas. So I have my friends Ryan and Nate who joined me for the podcast. I did not want to leave Vlogmas unsaid for the because of the podcast. So we have the homies here, and I hope their camera's still on. It doesn't look like it's still on, but we'll make that happen. And we also got Mo here for everybody who's wondering who needs to be in the production mode. That's Mo. But you can't see my friends right now, which is fine, and I'll make that happen. And I will make that happen because I have friends in the LGA community that tells me that I can do this. And I'll bring it into the scene right now. Welcome to Ecam, everybody. And in the current scene, you will see. Be right back. So be right back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll be right back. I think this went to sleep. Oh,
Nah, it was on.
that was on. Now it's on. So
It
be
was
right
on
back.
before.
I think like this is what the mental like the OGs want to see, right? It's like, all right, be right back. So let's do it like bing bing bang. And I'm lost in the sauce. So I'll bring this up. Gang. Oh nope, that's not that. And this is all being done live. So this is Myles again, guys. And let's just bring in the proverb. And the proverb is day a month, game month. In English, that's beyond mountains are more mountains. So I bring it to my guest on that. What does that mean to you guys?
So for me, beyond mountains are more mountains. Uh, that harkens to me the theory of infinite regress.
Mm,
Turtles all the way down, which is
mm,
goes way back where they believe rocks are on rocks. Like you dig down, there's dirt, then there's rocks, and then there's just more rocks and more rocks. And
mm-hmm.
I think as maybe the Hindus, that there was the world was supported by a turtle, and then under that was another turtle and another turtle, so just turtles all the way down. Um, so it's there's no point in going on. It's like live in the present. This is where we're at because there's always another mountain beyond the next mountain. So if you're trying to get beyond another mountain to find something else, you're just gonna find another mountain. So live in the day, live in your moment, make the most of where you're at now.
That's deep, bro. Ryan, what say you?
So I kind of agree with Nate on
All
this
the
one.
way?
No, I don't. No, not all the way. Nate and I never agree on anything all the way. We are diametrically opposed. We're the total opposites of each
Mm-hmm.
other. But yeah, we're like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But so for me, yeah, I agree with that. But for me, beyond mountains are more mountains. When people think about mountains, they think about the peaks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's that old saying that says the man that was placed at the man that's at the top of the mountain is not was not placed there,
Mm.
right? So to me, I think about when I think about mountains, I think about a string of mountains. I think about the valleys in between those mountains, and I think to me it's how we manage our valleys
Mm.
dictates how we act and how quick we go up our peaks. You know what I mean? So
Kind
and
of.
and and how we manage our peaks dictates how quickly we go down into the next valley, right? So it's impossible to have a string of mountains without valleys in between it. So to me that's where things lie. So I always go by the saying of diligence is excellence built over time, right? And to me, I'm best when I'm the underdog, right? So
Explain. Nah, explain that.
so I'm best when I'm the underdog. When I'm in my valley, right? I'm I perform the best because I put the rock on. I'm like, all right, let's go, and you just build the systems, the processes, and you move forward, and you smile, nod, and execute. There's no room for interpretation. There's no ambiguity. You just smile, nod, and execute. Right?
Mm.
For me, when I get at my peak, if I don't catch myself, right,
Mm-hmm.
I can get unnecessarily cocky and I go down in my valley even quicker, right? So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that I try to that I'm trying to break, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be more present when I'm in my valley and not focus on the peak,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or the mountain. And when I'm on the peak, be more present when I'm there and not focus on the anticipatory fall.
But
So that's what I see when more mountains beyond mountain. More mountains are more mountains.
that's I mean, Nate, do you have anything to say before I say something?
You send it.
He said it or I said it? You
No,
said he
yeah,
said it?
no, you go ahead and send it.
Cause I'm really thinking like, especially what Ryan just said, is like it's almost like we get into our understanding of like what we understand in the military based and less than what we understand as like who we are. You know what I mean? Like, so I took what Nate said as more. I don't even want to say like what you said, Ryan, wasn't authentic, but it super was to me. But it was like what we understand as being authentic based on our current understanding.
Well, if you know me,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
That's what
as
I'm saying.
authentic as I can be.
No, no, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That to me is my self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I I I'm the best when I'm the underdog. I learn when I'm down. I forgive myself when I'm down. I've learned not to kick myself when I'm down, and I go on to the next mountain,
But you
right?
know what's crazy about that? And on the proverb of the proverb, dude, I always looked at you like you learn when you up.
Nah,
You know
man.
what I mean?
I
Like
fail when I'm up.
everything. No, but this is my interpretation of you. So everything you do to me, you've been up. So again, it's interpretation, right? Like I always look at you like up. So I feel like you being down is new to my understanding, which is fine. It should be fine to you as a friend.
Oh yeah, for sure,
You see
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, but I never looked at you like down. And then so when you saying this, we can take it as vulnerability or whatever. But I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at you like you're down to have to say this because like you're a great leader, bro. Like you're one of the best leaders I know now. So when you tell me that like you're doing something else or different, I'm seeking understanding.
Yeah, I think for me, like when when you sent me that, I was like, I think I fired back immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I got it done, over with. Put it to bed." My favorite book, one of my favorite books, Peaks and Valleys, Dr. Stephen Johnson, right?
Right.
And I sent you the link, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
that's fine.
to me, and one of his things, and I'm looking at my phone right now, it says, and this is what resonates with me. It says, "You change your valley into a peak when you find and use the good that is hidden in the bad times." And to me, that is a double-edged sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is what I've become very, very, very good at,
Mm-hmm.
and I prosper with. But if I don't have people to talk to about,
Yeah.
I fail at it immediately
But that's
because
human
I get in my
behavior.
own shit.
Nah, bro, that's human behavior. That's what parents are for. I
Yeah,
honestly feel
parents.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, my phone.
All
Yeah, yeah, no, I
right.
got you.
I'm joking. I'm
Yeah, no,
joking.
no, but nah, I feel
You
you.
know,
Nah,
no.
nah,
Uh,
that's not even a joke. Like that's real shit. Cause like sometimes I can't talk to my parents about mad shit. Like I definitely feel you on that shit. But even if I didn't think that this would get there, you're right. Like yo, to have good parents and like being a new parent, I'm telling you that it's super hard to understand what your kid could go through, might go through, whatever. But like that's why like when my mom's like, like my mom's like a super hippie. So it's like it's super dope to me that like she understands or like I think she understands or like I hope she understands.
yeah, I think to me, like,
You know what I mean?
And then what Nate like kind of brought in, like, I had 18 hours to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Nate had 18 minutes to think
Yeah,
about it.
nah, for sure.
And he,
Sorry, Nate.
go ahead.
So, I mean, I, I guess like the
It's a
mountains beyond
proverb.
mountains
Yeah.
thing. Like aside from what I already said with this, tomorrow's victories are built on the work of today. So
Mm.
if there are mountains beyond the mountains, I was like the work you do on the mountain today will
Mm.
conquer the mountain tomorrow.
Sure.
Boom.
So it's like whether it's a fitness thing, whether it's a mental fitness thing, like whatever your mountain is, you do the work on the mountain you're on now will carry you past the one tomorrow because it's gonna be the same mountain, or maybe it isn't.
The
But the
dope thing is like Nate thinks of a mountain as a noun, and that
Well,
is different.
and that's his perspective
Yeah, that's just fly to me.
yeah, that's his perspective of it. And that's one thing that I've always thought about it. So that his perspective grounds me, right? In that sense. So what I say to I'll see my officers, or my senior enlisted, and I'll say to them, they'll be nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say to them this. I say, smile, nod, and execute. It's simple. Just don't fuck it up.
Yeah, that's the hard part, bro.
It's simple. Just don't fuck it up. Smile, nod, execute. It's simple. Just don't fuck it up. And I'm not going to say that to you if you're struggling with your capabilities to execute
I
the
feel like
mission.
that's passive, though.
No, it's as assertive as it can get, because I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, Nate, I'm going to pat you on the shoulder. Dude, it's simple. Smile, nod, execute. Just don't fuck it up.
So when
All
it
right, I'll
comes
catch you later.
right,
You
so
know
when it comes to
what do
leadership,
you
right?
got?
Like, so now, go ahead, Nate. Before I say something.
I don't dig that
Yeah,
at
neither
all
do
Yeah,
I.
yeah. That's just me. My
because your plan might be fucked up, and I'm
Right.
not smiling and executing a fucked up plan.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. It's the capabilities that it's his plan that him or her that they're nervous to execute.
So what I
They're
mean,
in their own head.
so
They're
Ryan,
in their own mountain right now.
nah, but Ryan, this what I've been dealing with as far as leadership,
You
right?
know what I mean?
And not even like what you're saying, but it's more about the transparency, right? It's like the direct leadership to where like so I'm degreed in leadership, right? And like one thing that we learned in school especially was like, look, what can you tell folks that'll get them to where they need to go without any subs?
You gotta get people ownership of the plan.
Yo.
Right. No, right. So ownership of the plan, right? So
Yes.
like no, this is all curriculum based. Everything you guys say in the is curriculum based, right? So I'm like, look, ownership of the plan, right? So boom, I give you ownership of the plan. But how do I get you to that place of self esteem? So now I'm at like Nathan Burrows type thing. It's like, well, you have to build self esteem to somebody who doesn't have self esteem, right? But then is it too soon or too late to where that's done to where it's gonna be falter to the mission to where as a actual leader you don't trust that to go through in that amount of time?
No, I think to me it's I I'm not gonna I'm gonna say smile, nod, execute. So it's two
Right, you're
separate.
nurturing. You're
Yeah,
nurturing.
smile, nod, and execute. I say that. Just listen. Just smile, nod, and execute.
Yeah, you're building a
That
culture.
that's just what I want. Just smile, nod, and execute. At this point, we
Right.
we've already fought our fights. We just got to do it, right?
No,
Now, no. But let me
it's
finish.
never that. All right, go ahead.
So
Sorry, sorry.
so so l- let's just get the mission done and go on to the next thing, right? It's simple. Don't fuck it up. Just don't fuck it up. That's when you're in your own head. You're down in the valley looking up at the peak of that mountain and you're in your own head. And I know you can do it. Get out of your own head. I'm here. I'm your backstop. Don't worry about it. Just go out and execute.
So bring that back to the proverb, please.
So, mountains beyond mountains.
Mm-hmm.
In between, to me, in between each mountain is a valley. So, when you're in your own head, you're in a valley at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that is where you can either really, really, really prosper
Mm-hmm.
or really go down a rabbit hole. And I, that's just that is how I see it. You know what I mean?
Nah,
And the
that's
systems,
that's
the
kind of fly.
processes, the systems, the processes, the whatever you build around that, both professionally and personally, um, while you're down there, dictates how long you stay up at the top. And your mindset as you build through it, diligence is excellence built over time, is how long you stay up there. And that really what it does is that helps limit the self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, you're going to fall right down into that valley that much quicker.
I think my thing is I don't see the valley as a bad thing. Like
Neither
you
do
are.
I.
Well, yeah.
The valley, like valley is key terrain. Like the valley is fertile. The valley is where the water is.
For sure.
The mountain is the challenge, but like the valley is not a bad place for me. Like the valley is like, all right, like I'm here. Like life is easy. Like I feel like you're referencing the valley, and like it's not bad, but like you're referencing the valley as a bad point, as a low point, as like a negative.
And the way I see it though, Nate, is like Ryan is looking like at deadlines and you're looking at stewardship.
Mm.
Yeah, but also what I'm saying though is
Like if
that
I'm picking a place to live, I'm living in the valley.
Yeah,
yeah,
but no, no. Let me say something, Ryan, and then you can talk because this is crazy. Like how this quote got to this. It's like so. Where we're bred in, right? So like, Nate and I are bred in stewardship. We're bred in like understanding the journey to the path and everything. But like you're bred more Ryan on execution. So like to get to the next point, it seems like that. Look, at least for this,
oh,
at least no, at least for this, at least for this. Let me finish. At least for this, you're looking at it like, yo, once I get here, I get there. Like we have to, especially in our journey, like we have to fall in love with the process.
right. And remember, like also what I said was
Mm-hmm.
I'm my best in the valley. I'm much, much, much more comfortable in the valley
Mm-hmm.
than I am at the peak.
Wow.
Because for me, at the peak, the only thing that I've learned at the peak is that it's a long road down and it's gonna happen, right? And so yeah, I think maybe it came across like that, Nate.
It's
But
just
like,
perspective.
yeah, I
Nah, it
think
is
maybe
just
I
perspective.
think maybe it came across like that. But I think like I'm my most comfortable
I don't
down
think
there.
you're wrong in your perspective.
Nah, you definitely
Yeah.
wasn't wrong,
I was
bro.
just saying I have a different perspective, and that's you and I are both like, like you can have a round object like an obelisk with like writing on it, and wherever you stand around it, you're gonna see different things.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
you're looking at this mountain valley thing from a different perspective than I am. Yours is very valid. Mine is valid. It's just I think they both merit consideration.
Yeah,
You
when
know,
I think the value of being present that yours is bringing
Yeah.
is some money that's there, right? And if you look at, like, it's funny that you said it, you know, if I'm finding a place to live, I'm going to be in the valley, right? To me, if I'm finding a place to live, I'm going to be in the middle of the mountain, right? Only because it doesn't have the best views, it doesn't have the worst views, and I don't have to travel all the way to the top. You know what I mean? And
Nah, I don't like. I get what you're saying, right?
that's to me, like, I can look up, I can look down, I can have 360 perimeter. Like in the valley, you kind of can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, you can though, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like again, like it's almost like what we've been trained to understand. Like Nate and I have been trained to understand, and that's my brother. I can tell you that we've been trained to understand time honored. Like and like that's a word that sticks in our brain,
oh yeah, yeah.
right? And you were bred with the same thing, but then like when you moved on to the other thing, and this is no shade to different cores. It's just more of the point that you understand what you understand, and we understand what we understand, but we understand like what it takes for you to get to where you have to get to as far as your leadership thing goes. And I'm probably not even making any sense right now,
No,
but
you are
yeah,
though.
but it's
Yeah.
like it's weird because that's why this is such a dope conversation because like when you look at a mountain, it's so big, it's so large, it's so whatever, and man, like I've never seen anything I couldn't conquer, but I always look up. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think what I think on the podcast, Nate, what'd you say it? If a second lieutenant of Butter Bar said that to me, he'd be eating his
Yeah,
teeth.
for sure.
And I I value the fact that you guys take the Butter Bars under your wings and you know make them think
You could
that they
try.
run the show, but you guys kind of definitely most certainly do, right? And then in my opinion, my job is to foster and mentor that, and then give you guys ownership in the plan, right?
But
Your job isn't to, like, Beach, like well, we're gonna go down
yeah, a rabbit hole. But let me
a
say
rabbit
this. Let
hole.
me say this one time, Ryan. One time, and then I'm gonna switch the battery and the camera, and then y'all can talk. You can talk heavy on this. Let me say this one time. Like, if you think for 1 second that any one leader or non-leader is that invested like you are into what they're doing, you're crazy. I'll tell you that shit. Like,
What does that mean?
no, it means that yo, like you're a fantastic leader right now. I'm
what
not saying you were always a fantastic leader because you probably weren't, right? But you spend so much time trying to perfect who you are as a leader. your soldiers that live under you have the best leadership, because like if somebody comes to you with a problem, you do your best to answer. You have to understand who your peer group like who your peer group is, and like they do not spend that time. So that's you not giving yourself that credit to understand, like if a social, like, dude, you bought 30 books for your whole, you bought 30 books or maybe more for your whole company.
Yeah, for all the leaders. Yeah.
Yeah, so who's doing that?
I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. No one is. So
I would not read that book.
yeah, just because he did it. No, Nate,
Yeah,
tell him.
yeah.
Just because he did it. So like,
I would not. Like, I don't answer my phone in the nights and the weekends unless it's anyone that is below my rank
right.
or a butter bar. And if
So
someone above me bought me a book, I would throw in the goddamn trash.
so when Ryan did that, it was not only a personal challenge to the leaders, which he did knowingly because I told him, but it was like, dude, I'm telling you guys to read this, and if you gotta say something, talk heavy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
and truthfully, what happened with that is it was a 50-50 split. It was a fucking 50-50 split. You know, it was all right, we're gonna read chapters 1 through 3. All right, and then you call certain people out, and then certain people read it, and then you hope that they took the value.
That doesn't happen, bro.
Yeah,
You're right. That doesn't happen.
that's exactly what happened. Like 50% of the leaders didn't fucking read the thing, right? And I'm like, I'm getting pissed off over it because I'm in
50%.
yo.
Yeah, I was
I'm not reading
listen, the
And
short
then the
way.
other 50% read it and was like, this is really, really cool. And then had an in-depth, heavy conversation with me.
It is cool. It
You
is
know,
cool, but
yeah.
that's not what happens, bro. It's like, so again,
Yo, I'm not saying I'll do it again.
no, that's
like I don't think I'm gonna make another. I don't.
But
I'm not
that's
gonna spend it.
no.
I'm not gonna buy another case of fucking books.
That's a testament of you buying the case of books and thinking that the shit that you was selling was gonna work.
So, I mean, like, from my perspective, so, like, I've had, like, commanders like this before. And, like, when they come out and they're like, we're going to do these readings, I'm like, you know what? Like, I respect the fact how hard this guy's trying, but you know what else? I fought on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan, and this motherfucker went to annual training. I'm not reading his goddamn book.
Well, yeah, that's not me. That's not me. But
It's
yeah,
the same. It's almost the
I
same
agree
thing,
with
though,
that,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
it-
see what he's saying? It's almost the same thing.
So it's like, my point is
You're weather tested.
I'm not listening to you, sir, and I'm not reading your goddamn book. I
Right.
respect the time that you're putting in to try to develop people, but you're not telling me anything I don't know.
So
So back to the proverb: beyond mountains
are more mountains.
are more mountains.
So
like,
to me, that's a leadership challenge.
no, but when he's telling,
I'm a mountain ahead of you.
Exactly. That's what I was
Yo.
saying. Yeah.
Mountain ahead
That's
of
what I was saying.
Well, so you're a mountain ahead of you in your ahead of me in your perspective in this.
Not you. Not you. He's not talking
Yeah.
about you.
I know he's not throwing shade on me as an individual.
No, it's not shade. It's not shade. So because you're basically still talking about the position.
Yeah.
It's not that.
No, I get that. But so that happens.
Yeah.
And that has happened to me in the past. And you know what I did? They didn't align with the culture that I wanted.
Get them out of there.
I'll see you when I see you.
Sucker shit. Yeah, that's
Yo,
capitalism. America.
Yo, step up or step
America.
out. Step up or step out. I don't need this pervasive behavior, right? But what
That's
I
how you get rid of good leaders.
But Nate not reading a book doesn't mean he's a pervasive leader. What it means is what makes him a good leader is that one level up, he'll answer the phone calls. All levels down, he'll answer the phone calls.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes a leader a leader. You lead up, you lead down, and he'll probably answer the phone calls. I'm not
So
gonna
what
speak for
makes
him.
you make
You'll
that?
answer the phone calls for fellow platoon sergeants. when
Okay,
you're a
bro. But
platoon
so what
sergeant,
makes you
right?
make that decision then?
What makes me make
That decision, like
to step up or step out?
Yeah.
3 strikes. Done. Over with.
I
You
respect
have
it.
you have my leadership philosophy. It's the same thing that I gave you when. That's the same thing that I gave you.
No,
Beef,
you
right?
never gave me a relationship philosophy.
Yeah, I 100% did. You said I'm putting this on the wall. I still have it. So
Yeah,
you have
bring it to me. I'm putting it on the podcast.
so and the minute I think that your behavior is corrosive and pervasive, I cannot have that in my culture.
But Ryan,
But if I see you trying and just swinging and missing, but you're still trying, I got you all day.
but we're gonna talk heavy on that because remember Hurricane Sandy.
I failed.
No, you failed, but at the same time, you thought that I was being. So you tried to eliminate me.
I said go to your room, and I meant just get the fuck away from me.
When
I just meant just get the fuck away from me, dude. Like, get away. I was working on like 36 hours. I was straight up, and like you were doing your thing, I was doing my thing, and just
But I
get
feel
away
like,
from me.
but I
We
feel
weren't a
like
partnership at
no,
that
but to
time.
give it back to
Yo,
when they were saying no, and I'm talking all as friends right now. Like I'm past that. I'm past that, and Mo was still here. Mo's laughing, but I'm past that. But what Nate said, you told Nate, you just said that, I'm eliminating you from the culture, and Nate went to you from our culture, which is time honored.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing. Like,
Yeah, so good.
honestly, you're not eliminating me from shit.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't say I eliminate you.
you just said that, bro.
Yeah, like I have a spotless
When did I
service
say
record.
that? No, I just said you're just out of my culture. You're out of my culture. Just go.
But you're the
Step up
leader.
or step up or step out.
Okay.
That's just me.
You forget who owns the culture in the unit.
Well, there's the backbone. There's the backbone. But
Yeah.
true NCOs, no one understand a turd when they see one.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm not gonna do that with y'all.
Right?
No, I wouldn't
That's a
even do that
God's
because you calling yourself a turd.
No, he's not called. I'm not saying that Nate was
No,
because he doesn't read a book doesn't make him a shitbag. It just means like when I say, "Hey, Sergeant First Class Nate, what did you think about this principle?" And when you go, "Duh,"
No, we just talk
that's
about three different things, and like the book part was like what I'm not with right now because like when
I
you
don't give
said
a fuck about the book.
no, bro.
That was
Honestly,
my way of
Ryan,
anchoring something.
No, Ryan. The book that you told these you to read, and most of the people that like these new listeners, they don't know that. That was a dope book for them to read.
That was my way of anchoring
No,
them in my philosophy.
No, especially about from your understanding of the intel of where y'all was about to go.
Right.
You needed that shit.
Right. At that point we were on the path
but
to start to go overseas.
in Garrison, that's
No.
stupid. Yeah.
At
So,
that
like,
point,
yeah, you had some intel and you ran with it, but you also spent $500 of your own money on that shit.
I'll take it.
Say no,
As a
you're
write-off.
no,
Thanks, New York State.
no. Look, let me tell you this shit. You're a really invested leader, and that's what I respect most about you, because you walk your walk.
Yeah.
That's
No, and that's
one
a
thing
fault
about
too.
you.
That's
Like
a fault
it is,
too, right?
no, it is a fault because I've found myself in those same faults. Like you walk your walk like a dog, and when I say dog, like I use dog in the most endearing terms. Like, you're like, no, you down there with the dudes.
Yeah. I'm not the guy that sleeps in the BOQ. Like I
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what you know a man could love about you, because like if any of your soldiers ask you some shit, like you're not only gonna look it up, you're gonna be like, yo, this is how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do it with them.
Yeah, and I think the whole thing like I would hand like Nate the book if he was in the unit. I would know that he's doing
He
that.
would throw it
And
because he got a fucking whole third marriage to deal with, and like, and that's the part where people don't understand.
Yo,
It's like, yo, bro, and I'm on my third marriage. I'm not trying to fucking read books.
Yo, and
that I'm
you
not
know what
getting
I would
paid
say
for.
to him? You know what I would say to him? It would be this. I'll be like, dude, yo, bro, I feel like you should read that. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I'm gonna give you free chicken, and this is what I said to some of the leaders. I'm gonna give you free chicken. There's hours upon hours upon hours of YouTube videos on the book that I just gave you.
And I'm gonna tell you,
Eat a dick.
SMD.
Nope. Until you have more experience than me, I'm not reading
Well,
a goddamn book.
yeah, but I think you're talking about you're talking
But that's
about
what I'm saying, bro. Like exactly what he's
an old
saying.
a
Yo, exactly what he's
general
saying.
captain, like an overall captain, like
And and then we're gonna have to end this because this is way too long for Vlogmas. But what I'm trying to tell you is perspective, empathy, and understanding. It all circles into what the fuck it is. It's like, yo,
vulnerability.
and bang, Brene Brownie,
Yeah.
right? That's my baby. So it's like, how do you really understand what Nate is thinking, even if you guys are friends in the heat of battle? I'm not gonna say it goes out the window, but like we all have to get our life together at some point. And to me, like that's the that's the quorum to everything. It's like, yo, Nate can tell me that this is the best thing to do to love, and I can tell him this is the best thing to do to have sex, and you can tell me this is the best thing to do to run. We're all trying to figure out the middle, and we're just going so
Yeah, for
fast
sure.
that by the time we get there, we too old, and we try to start podcasts. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so the future dudes can get it, because we don't know. Like, do you know why half your soldiers go AWOL? Do you know why half your soldiers take fucking illegal drugs and get caught?
Because they're
You,
great.
no, don't do that. Stop. I'm
Oh,
trying to make a
God.
point here. Like, do you know why? Like, the only reason is because the shit is just happening.
Yo, I think this. I agree with that. But I wanna say this. Nate is playing something off. Yo, I want to say this. Like and this is Nate is playing something off.
It's okay.
And what I'm saying is he's a he's making people feel like he doesn't give a fuck.
Making who
When
feel like that?
like he's putting it out there like he doesn't give a fuck,
Not
right?
to me.
Well, no, I guess that's a vibe. I get the vibe. That's the vibe that I get there.
For
But
you.
for me, Nate is probably the most.
He's caring. I know
He's a
he's caring.
phenomenal leader.
I could
With
dig
regards to
that.
that, and I think where we tend to fail, myself included,
Hmm.
is that we have to just recognize and understand where we're at. Like if maybe I was too caught up in my shit when I bought those books, right? But to me, what I thought about the books was this. This is the best way for me to. I'm a weird fucking dude. This is the best way for me to put out to the guys. This is what the
Through
best way
somebody else.
to put
But
out
like,
to the
so all
soldiers.
right, so look, I look at it like a process, right? Like, you gave me your leadership philosophy. Like you said, I don't truly believe it until you tell me again,
Yeah,
because I
you'll
didn't
see
see
it.
it,
Yeah,
right? But it's like you could have did the same thing to those guys and gave me leadership
I
philosophy.
did.
It would have been
Yeah,
one
I did.
page,
It was
but you
two.
gave them 300 pages.
Yeah, I did. Well, I double tapped it.
Yeah, you double
Whatever.
tapped it.
It was
But
300
again,
pages.
that's like insecurity. Like, basically, I'm not trying to give you that like you're a bad leader, because you're a great leader. I'm trying to tell you that with as fast as life is right now,
No
we
one's gonna.
all can be great
Yeah,
leaders,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
like, how is it being received,
yeah, yeah, for sure,
bro?
for
So
sure.
like, and like when I was in college, like that was the thing that got me. It was like, all right, you see this, like you know what it takes to make the great great, but like, how is it being perceived? Like, so you can push that on, because like that's our challenge right there, right? If I get
Yeah,
my fucking legs blown off in Afghanistan tomorrow, I'm gonna tell people shit. But if I don't, like, you can't nowadays, you can't tell people what you didn't see, and then you pop.
yeah, yeah.
I guess what it comes down to for me is I know what I know, until you show me that you know more than what I know, I'm going on what I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Because what I
But
know,
that takes time.
because what I know that I know has kept me and an entire platoon of dudes. Because I'm enlisted, but
Yeah.
I was an infantry platoon leader because they ran out of lieutenants when I was in Afghanistan. So all these commanders coming in trying to tell me what to do. It's like I know you've never led a platoon in combat, and I have.
Yeah.
So I know more than you until you show me you know more than you, and then I'm receptive to that.
All right, so let me talk heavy on that. So what happens when you're in the infantry battalion, right? They eliminate the bar from your deal, right? And sounds fucked up, but drinking is the best way we fucking communicate most times when it comes to vulnerability, right? And that's no longer there, but at the same time, you got to build a culture because you know you're about to deploy. So, and also, now you got females in your shit, right? So, I wouldn't let a female, like, not certain females I would let come to the basement, but if it was alcohol here, it would have to be a decision where I would have to have my wife right there. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys, it's a little bit different, but I shouldn't feel like that as a leader. But I know everything is on the line. And like not for me, but for you especially, you're in that position now. So how do you handle that?
Are you talking about the female aspect?
Of the infantry battalion
Yeah. So I was the platoon sergeant to the first.
to your house,
What's that?
to your space, your personal space.
No, to my actual platoon.
Yeah, to your no, to your house, to your home. Because what I'm saying is, if we were in this situation, like Mo is in my say platoon, right? He's here,
Mm.
Oh,
sleepy,
would you
whatever.
fraternize?
No, not fraternize, but would like a Mo be here if that was Monique?
If he was funny and good at,
E5? No,
good at
no,
stuff.
no, look, this is it. E5 in your house, late night, just down, you know what I mean? Whatever was drunk. Would you allow it without your wife being right there? And do you need that time with your guys to trust your guys or girls?
I think I'm missing what you're
This
trying to
shit
put
just went
down.
down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't think I went down the rabbit hole with you. I'm
All right,
missing
now
where
we're gonna stop this and talk about it. All right, but I'm gonna say it so it won't like lose anything. But you have to get to me, Myles. You have to get to that level of personal with your folks to be able to trust your folks.
So I've failed at that.
Okay,
I've
and
failed. Wait,
let me
I'll finish this.
let me stop vlogging this though.
You want me to close the loop on that
Yeah,
because I
you
just
can, and I was
so I've failed at that. I have become not with females, but I have become at times too close to my senior counterpart. Like
right.
so to my Beecham, right?
Yeah,
When you and I work together, and I do not do that anymore, right? Because the separation of church and state, they always know that I care, but I don't have to have a beer with you for you to realize that I care. So I don't drink with the Joes anymore. I don't I just don't do it.
I feel like there is a threshold.
Now I have made that cognizant decision not to do that
No,
because
right.
I have so but I will tell you that my team knows and understands that I have their back, and my one NCO calls us the dream team type
And
thing.
I'll ask you how, but let me end this because I don't want to. I don't want to go there with this because I know where you're going. Hold on, sorry.
I need a dip.
Hold on. Oh, let's stop. Let's talk heavy, but let's